Today we're going to hear what belt tensioner slap sounds like. It's very daunting, but you're going to learn today what it sounds like versus an engine that's actually causing real problems. Did you hear that? That's not a diesel. That's what you call belt tensioner slap. I'll show you later on an engine I have in my garage with the tensioner exposed, and I'll show you how it works. But what you're hearing there is called belt tensioner slap, and what it is the tensioner. You have a hydraulic tensioner that has a piston pushing out against a flat spot against on the pulley, and that's what put tension on the belt. When that hydraulic tension starts to fail, or use a low quality one, which is more like what's in here, or it's worn, it actually slaps back and forth violently, and that's that high clacking sound that you're hearing. Okay, here's the engine I have in my garage that I'm currently building. This is the one that have the face exposed. So right over here is where we have our hydraulic tensioner. As you can see right here, I have the pin out of it because it's putting tension on this face right here, which then, pushes the pulley, the idler pulley, into the belt, which keeps it nice and tight. So that way, as this engine turns, the belts don't slip and cause the teeth to go off. It shouldn't go off, period, because if you do, you're going to have poor running issues. Oh, there's mosquitoes coming to get me. So, what you were hearing earlier is, on these hydraulic tensioners, you have a charge, a hydraulic charge, that pushes that plunger. What happened is, it is no longer supplying adequate pressure on this face. So what's happening as the belt is running, this pulley is jumping back and forth and striking against that plunger. That's how you're hearing that characteristic striking noise. Another noise you can experience, if this tensioner is failing, it's like a low-pitched rumbling sound. It kind of makes more like a brrrr sound. If you're hearing that, that's your belt flapping around loosely in there. It's time to replace that. It is very important that you use a high quality hydraulic tensioner. Especially you Montero owners. Do not cheap out on this. Don't cheap out. If this were to fail and cause this thing to jump several teeth, this is an interference engine. A lot of Asian V6s tend to be interference engines, or most engines with belt trim are interference engines at all. What that means is the pistons come down low enough, and the valves come down low enough, and the pistons go up high enough to where they can interfere with each other. Now, if you have a non-interference engine and this thing breaks, you're not going to have that big of an issue. You won't be able to run your car, but you can go home, change your belt, and start up, and nothing happened. With an interference engine, if those pistons and valves were to collide, you damage your head, your cylinder walls, or you just might have to replace your engine depending on how severe the damage is. So that's that. So now, going back to our hydraulic tensioner, replace these with good quality tensioners. Asen, Denso, name brand, trusted name brand things I should say. While you're in here, you want to replace your idler pulleys, your belts obviously. You didn't come this far just to cheap on your belts. And a side note while I'm here that's very important and people like to overlook the importance of, your water pump should be replaced if you're doing your timing belt. As you can see, this water pump is driven by the timing belt as well. So, some people like to save a couple $100 by declining to do this job or just skipping out of it. Do your water pump. And the reason is, the labor to get to the timing belt alone is very intensive. And you can see once the belt is off, there's only 5-6 bolts that holds the water pump down. Take the time and do your water pump, because this too is also a pulley, and if that pulley were to seize or break, or if you have a leak, or even have to replace this pump, you're going to spend twice as much for a component that costs a couple $100. Take the time and do your water pump as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. And thanks for watching.